Welcome back to the 9th Gym program, and today we're doing some more team building for Series 6 with VGC 2020. So, today we're building a team around Duraludon and Grimmsnarl, mostly around Duraludon. Grimmsnarl is kind of there just for support. You know, Prankster is a really good ability, and yeah, it's got like screens. You could go for a light clay build with screens, or you could even just go for like Thunder Wave, fake out support. So there's a lot of different ways for Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl is pretty infamous for that move, 4 move slot syndrome, where it would use 20 moves if it could. But, you know, most Pokemon would. So, whatever. Anyway, so Duraludon, Grimmsnarl, that is essentially the beginning core of the team. Now, we've made a lot of teams for Series 6 so far. You know, on the channel about 3 or 4, I think 3. But we have made a lot of cores as well. Duraludon, Grimmsnarl is one of the cores that I was thinking would be pretty strong. Grimmsnarl, serves for a lot of damage reduction with screens and so on, and that's very good. It also has speed control with Thunder Wave, which is good. It has Fake Out. It also just deals pretty solid attack damage with its base 120 with moves like Foul Play and Spirit Break. I know Foul Play doesn't just work off of its own stat, but, you know, still. Spirit Break is good, though. Spirit Break is very, very strong. So if I run an attack one here, which I'm kind of leaning on not attacking, it would be Spirit Break probably. A pretty low base power, but 100 accuracy, but it does have a 100% chance to lower the special attack by 1 of the target. So it's essentially like Mystical Fire, which is very, very strong. It's a very strong move. So I like it. Oddly enough, we don't have Snarl, which is kind of weird because it's Grimmsnarl. He's dark and his name has Snarl in it, which is pretty weird. Anyway. We'll see if I run Spirit Break. I'm not sure if I'm going to yet. Let's talk about the synergy and why this is so good. So first off, this Pokemon also has Fake Tears, which is really good. If you don't know what Fake Tears does, it lowers the target special defense by 2, making Duraludon do essentially double damage, which lets us really just go into bulk for this Pokemon and then still be able to dish out huge damage. And we're probably going to invest a little bit into special attack, but our base at 120 plus the times 2 damage essentially from Fake Tears does a lot of damage. And I like that a lot. So that's pretty much the main synergy here with Duraludon and Grimmsnarl. Duraludon is going to be a pretty basic Assault Vest set, where we use like a Dragon move, which is probably going to be Draco Meteor. Since we're mostly going to be Dynamaxing it, we don't always have to Dynamax it, but also like if you Draco Meteor and then you know, you -2 yourself because of Draco Meteor, but Grimmsnarl then has Fake Tears to kind of buff that once again back to your normal stats, which is pretty solid. We have Draco Meteor. We're probably going to be running Flash Cannon because I like that move a lot. Thunderbolt so that we can have, you know, say no to Amoonguss. No sleep, which is pretty good. What else? Pretty commonly, it would run like something like Dragon Tail in the back, just so that, you know, your opponent leads something like Dusclops and goes for a Trick Room. Well, you have Dragon Tail, which is pretty good. It just forces them to switch. It is pretty, you know, inaccurate with 90 accuracy, which is pretty mediocre, but it's still not that bad. So let's go ahead and go to Pikalytics and see if there are any other good trending moves that we may want to use for this Pokemon. It's been a little while since I've used Duraludon. Dark Pulse is a good option. Snarl's good. Body Press is neat. A lot of good options. I'm kind of leading Dragon Tail right now because that gives us a little bit better matchup against, you know, Trick Room without Follow Me support. But, you know, like we've said before, if they Follow Me turn 1 with something right now, with the redirection they have right now, like, it's not going to be that good. So you have, like, Dragon Tail. Like, if they go for, like, Amoonguss plus Trick Room lead, like Amoonguss Dusclops lead, then we just go for a Max Thunder, and then they can't really do anything. So that's kind of the plan for that. And then if they lead, like, Clefairy Dusclops, like, whatever, they're not doing any damage, we're going to hit it with Dragon Tail, we're good. So that's the plan. But we're probably not going to Dragon Tail in that scenario, because if it redirects, then it just negates it because it's unaffected. So we'd probably just go for, like, a max move and then just say, like, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're not going to be investing into speed. We are going to go ahead and calculate this set. I guess let's go ahead and do that now. Our special defense is pretty abysmal at 50 base, which is really, really low, but Assault Vest does give us that 20 or that 50% additional, which is very good, 1.5 times. So we're definitely going to be investing into this somewhat. I'm not sure exactly. Probably HP as well, and then probably a little into special attack, and that's probably going to be the trio split, maybe some into defense as well, and if we do that, then we'll have to go into speed as well, which is fine. I'm pretty prepared to do that. if that's what we got to do. So let's go ahead and calculate, do some calcs here real quick. So Duraludon is pretty bulky in general. It's got a pretty solid HP stat, as well as, well, 70 is not amazing, but we are going to be Dynamaxing this Pokemon the majority of the time on the team, and defense is pretty good. And then 50 is low, but with, you know, like supplements in Assault Vest, it's not that bad. We'll be able to patch that up pretty well. So let's go to Duraludon here. Duraludon. I like Duraludon a lot. It's a good Pokemon. All right, so we're going to be using Assault Vest down here. Whoops, that was in status. Whoops. Assault Vest. Ability doesn't matter because Stalwart's not going to change anything. Hail is on the field because of Abomasnow. It's stupid. What are we afraid of? Well, fighting is pretty annoying. So let's go ahead and calc some Conkeldurr. Make sure that we're pretty alright to go up against that. And I do want to be able to live a close combat without maxing. That would be really cool. That would be much, much preferred. Also, Mach Punch does 1,000,000 damage. This is non-Dynamax and also just with HP. We're probably not going to invest very much into defense, if any. So it's probably fine. Anyway, HP at 252. That's probably a pretty good starting point. Honestly, close combat doing 119 to 142. Kind of want to just be like, all right, well, up against Conkeldurr, we're probably not going to be Dynamaxing this in the face. But if we do Dynamax with like 252 HP, it's still doing 60 to 70%, which is a lot of damage, and that's not really what I want to do. It is Adamant Max Attack, which is what it's going to be most of the time, but it'll also have a Flame Orb boost sometimes, which will give it that +1, which makes it do 89 to 105, which is a 37% chance to OHKO. If you can see that right there over my head. That's not a good calc. That's not something I want. I don't want a chance to be OHKO'd at all. You know what I mean? So let's calc for that at the very, very least. So a little bit of defense. Make it so he can't die to a close combat. I don't want to die to a close combat if I'm max. Like, that sucks. So that's at 68 defense. This is calcing for Flame Orb, Conkeldurr. Pretty good. Guts, Flame Orb, Conkeldurr, +1 Conkeldurr, doing a lot of damage. Now, we are going to be featuring Arcanine on this team most likely for a lot of reasons. First off, it does help us... Whoops. First off, it does help us do less take less damage as well, which that's kind of a big thing of the team. We're going to be running screens on this. So let's go ahead and fill those out. Reflect Light Screen. Reflect Light Screen, and then we have an Intimidator as well as a Snarl user, and this is going to have Snarl. That's going to be right here. I categorize my moves. I organize them. Sue me. Is that really a bad thing to do? No, I'm kidding. I feel like most people do that. And if not, then whatever. You got a different brain than me, dog. You know? That's all good. Alright, so we have Grimmsnarl, Arcanine, which do a lot of damage reduction, which is really good. That's kind of what we want. We essentially just want our team to be very bulky, but the Pokemon that are doing a lot of damage are also going to be fairly bulky. Things like Duraludon, maybe Conkeldurr can be, because it has pretty solid natural bulk, and its biggest threats are kind of removed, which is pretty good. We have a lot of attack on this Pokemon, but probably like very solid HP as well, and then pretty good defense, but pretty bad special defense. And I can't use Assault Vest on this, but it would be Flame Orb here, which is fine as well. Guts as well, because of course Flame Orb, Guts is looking pretty good. So I think this is a really strong start to the team. Good for Pokemon. Now, we do want a ground immunity as well, of course, because we have Arcanine and Duraludon on the team, and yeah, I'd really like that. So what do we want here? We could do something like Braviary to deter the Intimidate from our Conkeldurr, but then I'd really want the last Pokemon to be an offensive Pokemon with physical offense. Of course, that's also fairly bulky, and Conkeldurr already matches that, so I don't know if I need Braviary. Now, we could go with something like Corviknight, but then we have Dual Steel, which isn't really a big problem, because that would be, like, Corviknight is Flying Steel, which resists that fighting, but you know, it's neutral because steel flying, and then it also is immune to ground, which is really good. So it kind of helps out all of those things. And then we have, you know, a weakness to fire on our team, but really, I think the most common fire type Pokemon is going to be Arcanine, which doesn't deal out a huge amount of damage. Now, Grimmsnarl also has Fake Tears, which is a good thing for Arcanine to have as well, because we have Heat Wave, and if we Fake Tear something with Heat Wave, we're doing pretty good damage. Now, this is going to be something that I calc for. We're probably going to do like Fake Tears into Corviknight, probably. Like I was just talking about Corviknight, for that Heat Wave, which is pretty good. Now, is there anything that's super overlapping? Well, we are weak to fighting at this point. You know, with the Duraludon, we have the Grimmsnarl. So a flying type Pokemon would help a lot. And I'm kind of looking for a flying type Pokemon that can deal enough damage to take things out like Conkeldurr, no problemo. Now, Togekiss obviously would be like the perfect Pokemon for this team. Can't use it. Can't use that boy anymore. So let's go over to Pikalytics and just take a little look-see. What all we got? What other options? What flying type Pokemon do we have options for? Now, obviously, we could go with Talonflame. Since, you know, Tailwind support would help our team. We have Focus Sash available, so that could be really good. But another flying type Pokemon, I don't really want. I don't want to be really weak to anything, which is unfortunate. Gyarados could be really cool, but it's banned once again, which is really annoying. We have Corviknight, which kind of seems like the best option to me right now. Braviary, once again, could be a good option as well. Also deterring that Intimidate, especially if our last Pokemon is going to be a physical Pokemon. I'm also kind of leaning on the last Pokemon being another support Pokemon. We do have Grimmsnarl and Arcanine already, so I don't really think we need more support. But we definitely could use some more support. So, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a good flying type Pokemon that deals damage, things like Conkeldurr, deals damage to things like Conkeldurr, and yeah, that's honestly one of the main fighting type Pokemons I'm expecting. I mean, obviously, you know, we could expect things like Terrakion, Cobalion as well, but we deal with Cobalion pretty well with that Heat Wave, Fake Tears Heat Wave, but it is like commonly Assault Vest, so that might be a little bit of a problem. But we do have Conkeldurr as well, dishing out a huge chunk of damage with things like Close Combat into it, so we'll definitely calc for that as well. Now, what did I say? I wanted maybe a water type Pokemon for this last slot, and then also if we go with like something like Urshifu here, then I'm kind of leaning towards Braviary. That sounds pretty solid to me. Like Braviary and Urshifu being the last two Pokemon for that. I kind of like that. The sound of that. Do we have any glaring weaknesses with that being on our team? So let's go ahead and put those in. Urshifu, and Braviary. So Braviary probably will be running like a Lumberry kind of deal, just so we can do a lot of damage, not get burned, and not get slept as well, which is really good. Maybe even actually, you know what? Because these are the only two Pokemon that are going to get burned. Like, they're not going to burn Conkeldurr because of Guts, and like you can burn on any of these. I don't care. Probably not you. Yeah, so like I think that's pretty good. So I kind of like the Lumberry, but I'm kind of leaning Safety Goggles could also work really well. Then we have a really consistent out to Amoonguss, as well as a pretty consistent out to Conkeldurr. Now let's calc some stuff. Let's finish our calcs with Duraludon. What else defensively do we need to really calc for? 252 HP, 68 defense, pretty solid. Now let's do something like Gastrodon. I don't want to die to, you know, like special attack like Earth Power and stuff. Let's put this in here. Earth Power. Not going to be doing a lot of damage. Like, I'm not really too worried about Gastrodon, right? Even if it's like super offensive, like 252 into special attack, it's just not doing enough damage, right? Like, we're not really that worried. Even if it's +1 from Storm Drain, it's just doing not that much damage. 59 to 70%. That's not that much damage. We're looking pretty good. Now, usually we'd have to calc for things like Venusaur and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and remove the Braviary for a second so we can see what else gets Earth Power that's going to be relevant. Because that's like a move that's kind of scary for my team, right? Like, I don't want Arcanine or Duraludon to really get hit by those moves. Obviously, we have Braviary to like kind of deter that. Like the safe switch in is very good for that, but it's not always going to be there, and I'm not always just going to want to do that. Excadrill's banned. That's another Pokemon we have to calc for. Marowak Alola. That's another big one that we have to care about because of its ability to use Bone Meringue. Right here we see Bone Meringue. So let's go ahead and max that. And then we'll have to add a little bit of defense here. It is going to be Brave, Thick Club, max attack every time. So let's go ahead and add another point of defense. Make it guaranteed we don't die to that, which is kind of what I want. 92 defense. That's a lot of defense, but I think those are the two biggest threats. Conkeldurr and Alolan Marowak. They're the two biggest threats for Duraludon, so that's definitely something good to calculate for. Now, I don't think they're going to be maxing this Pokemon a lot of the time, but I still think it's pretty worth, you know, saying no, we live. It's pretty good. Now, even if it doesn't max, and it goes for a Bone Meringue with 2 hits, it's not doing any damage. Like, it's not really that big of a deal. It only has like a small chance to 2-hit KO, and I mean, if you look at that it says approximately 1.2% chance to 2-hit KO. So we should have a pretty solid matchup against that. What else are we worried about? So Torkoal's banned, which is good. Politoed can get Earth Power. That's kind of neat. Not something I think I'm going to calc for. Hydreigon is one that I would like to calc for because that is going to be a little scary. Hydreigon. What are we worried about with Hydreigon? It is doing a lot of damage with Earth Power now. If it maxes, we're not that worried. We max ourselves. We have Assault Vest, a little bit of investment into Special Defense. We don't even have any investment into Special Defense yet, actually, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, it's not doing that much damage. It's a guaranteed 2-hit KO. It's doing 50 to 60 max. If it's not maxed, although this is without anything else, so if it goes like Toy Specs, not worried. What if it's like Life Orb and maxes and is doing a lot of damage, but not that much damage? Like, it's doing like a lot of damage, obviously, but our Draco Meteor is just killing it. Now if it fake tiers, I really don't want to get fake tiered, right? Fake tier would kill me. Fake tier my Duraludon and hit it with an Earth Power, that'd kill me. So that's not something I want. Honestly, I'm kind of leaning on this last attack just being fake out. I know I really like T-Wave on Grimmsnarl. We have a really good option of speed control with that, but I'm really afraid of things with, and fake out helps a lot. Like, we have things like Weavile, Sneasel with beat up and stuff. I mean, obviously we can't fake out the Sneasel, but I think Weavile is going to be seeing more play, mostly due to that speed stat making beat up really viable. I mean, actually, how fast is Sneasel? I'm so disoriented. 252, and we'll just minus this round thing. 183, so that's actually very fast. Like, it's actually just gives a little bit of points different. How fast is Terrakion? Not as fast. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so you know what? Sneasel might actually be used more because of that fake out, which is pretty unfortunate. I'm actually like really afraid of the beat up strats for this team. I mean, obviously we have Arcanine to like Arcanine Grimmsnarl. We can just like reflect and intimidate, essentially making it -3, but it goes +4, so it'll still do a lot of damage, and we're not really putting up any kind of offense there by doing that. I mean, obviously, you know, like fake tiers, Heat Wave does some damage, but they're gonna be taking us out like really quick. So yeah, I'm pretty afraid of beat up strats with this team. There's not a lot of that I can do. I mean, Urshifu does a lot of damage to it, but it's kind of scary. Are we faster? No, we're not. That's kind of scary. Alright, let's put Braviary up. Braviary is going to have that Defiant, which is really good. Makes it so our Urshifu is not going to be worried. Makes it so Conkeldurr is not really worried. Braviary is here. We also have Max Airstream for this, which is really good. We also have Tailwind. So both of those are amazing options. So we're going to run Tailwind. We're going to run Protect. We're going to run, you know, Brave Bird, and Close Combat. That's really solid for Braviary. Like, it's just good. We'll go with Lumberry for now. Might change to Safety Goggles. We will see what has to happen there. And then for this, I don't know. I know I want to do damage. That I know. And it's probably going to be this. Sorry to everybody that hates these spreads. It happens. Like, this is what it happens sometimes. We're at 145, which is not that fast, but after a Max Airstream, we're super fast. And, you know, we expect an Arcanine lead. We can put out a lot of damage. Braviary, Urshifu, Braviary, Conkeldurr, even just like Braviary and any of our support Pokemon, Grimmsnarl, Arcanine, we're like limiting their damage a lot, and then Braviary is just doing a lot of damage and making them pretty fast. And Arcanine's already absurdly fast, so that can be really good. And you Braviary and then Snarl, I mean, obviously we're faster with this. Obviously Arcanine is very fast, and we're going to be very fast as possible, but it's okay. So what do we do against beat up? Actually, I really don't know what we can do against beat up strats. That stuff is really scary. Do we have any option? I mean, we could go like Trick Eject Button with like Aqua Jet. Like, that's an option, but then we lose Light Clay, which is kind of like the whole thing about the team is that we're bulky and we're going to live a while. But these Pokemon aren't going to be living a while. Like, it's really just these 4 that are going to be living for a long time, which is fine. I think I'm definitely going to want something for the beat up, but I really don't want to. But we can set up Tailwind. Kind of. If all right, so look. If they lead Weavile as their beat-up strat, we're in the clear. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go Grimmsnarl, we go Fake Out into it, we bring out Braviary. Braviary sets up Tailwind. We're in the clear. Braviary then probably dies, but then Urshifu comes in, and you like pop that Terrakion. Take him out. Now, if it's Cobalion, I don't know. I'm pretty worried about the beat-up strat. But Colossal, I'm not too worried about with Surging Strikes here. Good old Surging Strike, boy. Is pretty good. We'll go ahead and fill this guy out a little bit because I think I'm pretty set on bringing this Pokemon. I don't know, man. Urshifu, Braviary could definitely switch out. Grimmsnarl could go for Trick. We could go for Trick Eject Button. That would help our beat up matchup a lot. Hard. It's a hard decision. Damage reduction is really good, but Trick Eject Button is really good right now against the beat up strat, and that's what we're worried about. And that's what Fake Out is for, is the beat up strat mostly. So all right, we're gonna do it. Trick Eject Button. This is, in my opinion, probably the best thing we can do here. Now, there's obviously things that kind of deny this, things like Hitmontop Feint, just Feint in general, outspeeds it. Fake Out from a faster Fake Out user, but Scrafty is not as fast. Actually, is it? I don't think it is. How fast is Scrafty? Speed tiers. Speed tiers. Load. Alright. Scrafty. 78. Yeah, we're faster. Just barely, but we are faster. Excuse me. Alright. Trick Eject Button. And then we have Grimmsnarl led with Urshifu if we think we're going to have to run into the beat-up strats. And I think that's pretty fair. And then they're probably just not going to bring it the game too. And then, or if they do, then we get a really huge start. All right, so that's what we're going to do. And I'm sorry that we had to change that last second because I really think Light Clay is just much better for the team. But oh well, it's okay. All right, we have our spread for Duraludon. 252 into HP, 92 special attack at 252. That's not right because we're not going to be able to do that much, but it's okay. We're just going to, do 252 HP, 92 defense, and then the rest in special attack, it seems. Now, what should we count for special defensive wise? I already tried everything, and we're good. We're okay. You know what I mean? Earth Power. Is there any Reuniclus? I don't really expect to have to run into Focus Blast Max Reuniclus that frequently. I'm just gonna go with this. We'll change it if we have to, but we might have to, but that's okay. And then we're gonna go Modest. Wait, was that a defensive nature? I don't think it was. Yeah, Modest. Okay. So Modest. All right, so that's a pretty good starting calc. Now, we are pretty low on special defense. We're still going to be very, very weak to special defense. But I think the biggest, scary things this format for Duraludon are going to be physical. Now, let's think about it again, real quick. What else is special attacking that might scare it? What does Goodra have? Does Goodra have anything super effective? No. Gastrodon doesn't. Dragalge? No. Kingdra? No. We're probably okay. I think we're probably okay. Let's look at Kingdra real quick. Just things that do a lot of damage. Modest, Swift Swim, let's put on Life Orb. Max, all these moves. Let's just see what does the most damage. Nothing. We don't care. We just don't really care. And that's before screens. That's pre-screens. So we'll go with that. We're going to go with that. I think it's okay. Now, if I have to change it in the future, it's okay. I mean, this is a pretty rough build of everything. You know, we're going to be building the team like under 45 minutes or something. So, yeah, it's fine. All right, Duraludon, boom. Grimmsnarl, boom. Let's make a spread for these two Pokemon real quick. Conkeldurr needs a spread. Urshifu doesn't really need a spread because of that. Bop. Jolly. Surging Strikes, Aqua Jet, Close Combat, and Protect. I mean, I'm probably not going to be straying from this build most of the time. You know, like Assault Vest is kind of cool for the Pokemon because of its like abysmal special defense. I mean, it has like very similar Spadef with Duraludon, but whatever. Who cares? He has a Focus Sash, so he's Gucci. We got these two Pokemon. They're just chilling. Duraludon's good. Let's make some spreads here. What else? Do we have any glaring weaknesses? All right, so we destroyed Colossal Team. We have Urshifu on our team. We're not too worried about Intimidate, which is good. What do we do against like Goodra? We have Fast Snarl, which is really good. Fast Snarl with screens, like, so that's like a really good. I mean, it's obviously not like doing much damage, but we can stall out their stuff really well with that. We also do have eject button with Urshifu, which is really good. Pretty obviously. Now, Comfy Goodra could be a little bit more of a problem because they'll just force out our Grimmsnarl immediately with like, you know, Floral Healing into it or something. +3 priority with Triage, but I think that's okay. That'll only happen after game 1. They're not going to be doing that game 1. They're going to expect the weakness policy to just proc and not worried. Grimmsnarl or Urshifu, they're going to be like, why is he leading that? And then we're going to pop it, and it's going to get there. It's going to be really good. Now, I would like another like fast move on here, but there's not. Wait, we have Mach Punch too. Cool. All right, cool. I like that a lot. Also, another cool thing about using Flame Orb, we get Protect. Boy, got him. All right, Mach Punch is gonna be up here because I'm weird. And then what do we want this move to be? Actually, it could be Rock Slide. I mean, we do have like. I think that's what I want. Rock Slide. That's good. I mean, we're not getting fast any time. Like, we're just not going to be a fast Pokemon. And against Trick Room, you know, we have Dragon Tail for that. But that's really it. But we also have Conkeldurr now. So that's pretty cool. I think this is probably just going to get an HP and attack spread. Maybe, you know, we don't have Tailwind. Or, no, wait, we do have Tailwind. Cool. All right, so I'm going to calc this up to here once again. Just so we can outspeed Duraludon once again. And then we have like a free Duraludon matchup. Or not like 100% free, but it is a really good matchup at that point. So 84 speed into here. 252 attack, and then the rest into HP, I think, is what we did last time. And I think that worked like in my head very, very well. Now, obviously, I'm not bringing any of these teams to battle for this week. But, you know, I'll definitely be able to test these out once the series switches. And then we can consistently test only against Series 6. So, of course, I'll change it a little bit, maybe, then, depending. Alright, so these 4 Pokemon are done. Let's make a Grimmsnarl spread. I think Grimmsnarl is, like, really good bulky-wise because you can set up all of your screens, which is really good. So we're going to do screen calcs for this. So, let's see, Duraludon is max Flash Cannon with Life Orb and max attack, and that's what we're going to be doing. That's what we're going to calc for. Now we have those. Let's put up Light Screen. Now we're looking not that bad. No attack, sir. All right, 252 HP. You don't have to go right into HP, but you know, it's okay. Let's just put some of this here. I think it'll be faster if we just put it to 252 and then minus. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so let's see. What do we have here? Calm. Let's just do that. Calm. I guess we'll do, if we have Fake Out. Actually, no, we don't have any attacks, right? Just do Careful for the flavor. Wow, that thing does so much damage with Life Orb and everything. That sucks. Okay. It's doing a lot of damage. And that's just like something I don't want it to do. So max Steel Spike. Oh, this is also modest. So if we're calcing for this, we don't have to do that. It'll be Timid. All right. Minus until, all right. Boom. 188 Spadef. Now, we don't have Excadrill in the meta anymore, which is really good for this Pokemon. Like insanely good for this Pokemon. Which I like a lot. You know, Grimmsnarl, I think, you know, Grimmsnarl did get a lot out of what happened. You know, it's definitely going to be a very used Pokemon as we move on to the meta. And, you know, Duraludon works really well with it. So, like, what else do we have to worry about? Steel, obviously. Fairy type Pokemon. Sylveon. I guess we'll tech Sylveon. Sylveon. Hyper Voice is doing a lot of damage. That's max, though. Okay. Modest. Pixelate. Choice. This is choice specs. Okay, so we will calc for choice specs here. But we're pretty good without that. Like, with light screen, we're pretty good. So yeah, that's good. We're going to be doing calcs for screen spread. It might be the wrong idea. Might be wrong, but it's okay. Life Orb. All right. Let's do not Life Orb, but +2 special attack. I don't want to play against Dragougi with this guy. Dragougi's a bad matchup. Duraludon didn't care about Dragougi, so it's not that bad of a matchup. All right, we're not going to worry about Dragougi. Not going to worry about it. That's just Spadef. Now, what else do we have to worry about? Steel. What's hitting Steel? Like Sand Slash, Iron Tail, man? Like, I don't know. Nothing's really... Gigalith has Heavy Slam. We'll do that. We'll do that. Heavy Slam. Doing a lot of damage here. I think I'm just going to put the rest of the calcs into defense. Because that seems like it'll work. I mean, that puts Heavy Slam out of range, which is good. Oh, that's max Heavy Slam? No, that's not max Heavy Slam. Max Heavy Slam does less. Okay. That's without Reflect. Okay. Okay. I like it. All right. We're going to go with this spread. 252, 68, 188 with Careful Nature. That's what we're going to go with. 252, 188 here for Spadef. And then 68 into that. I'm going to go Careful. Boom. Another spread done. We have Duraludon, Grimmsnarl, both intelligence spreads. They both have 252 HP. Now, we could definitely change that up a little bit, but whatever. It works for now. Let's see what's up with Arcanine. So, Arcanine, Intimidati. Intimidati is really good. So, Arcanine. Not that spread. No. Alright, so, Arcanine, what are we worried about? We gotta put in Intimidate. No, not Overcoat. What? How did you get that from Intim? I don't know how to spell. Sorry, guys. I don't know how to spell. Alright. Stone Edge is doing a lot of damage, but it's fine. We'll put in some HP. For every 2 HP, we'll put in 1 of each of these. Look at that. Also, we have to calc our speed first. I want to be fast. Real fast. We have to outspeed the one guy. Yeah. Timid. What? Actually, what do we need to outspeed here? I would usually outspeed, like... I mean, I guess we can outspeed, like, Duraludon at 151, right? What else are we worried about? We outspeed the birds, like the Braviary and... I won't tell you kiss, but... Alright, so we would usually just outspeed, like, Excadrill, right? We would usually go to 155 so that we could outspeed Excadrill. Now... if we don't do that, we get to 151 here. Is there anything else that we need to outspeed that's in that mid-speed tier? Probably not anything immediately. Usually it has like 220 or 204, I think, is usually the normal calc for that. What hits 154? I don't remember. Or no, that's just Excadrill. That is just Excadrill. So let's go down. One of these days I'll hit the thing. All right, so this is where we can be if we're as fast as possible. 161, which is really fast, but we don't need to be that fast because this doesn't matter. Like, Durant's going to be, you know, Jolly Nature. This doesn't matter. Like, who's going to play Unfezant? Actually, though, Unfezant has Super Luck. It could be a cool Pokemon. We're probably going to use it one of these days here, but not today, and I'm not worried about it. We don't have to be out. We don't have to outspeed that with this Pokemon. Unfezant, you know, whatever. Rotom. It's not Rotom form change, so we don't care. None of this matters. None of this matters. None of this matters. It doesn't matter. You're gone. Bye bye, Excadrill. Rest in peace, Hitmonlee. Bye bye, Indeedee. Like, that doesn't matter. Form change Rotom. I would like to be outspeeding you. So we'll go to 152. That seems fine. That seems alright. 188 speed. Boom. We're good. Now, we have 320 left to go. So, do some calculations. Alright. So, Stone Edge is going to be max most of the time. Should we calc for this? Like, do we care about Gigalith? Like, this is -1 from... It's -1. Like, we probably don't care that much. Alright, 324. Was that what we had? 320? Oh, there's this 4 here. Boom. 320. Alright, that gives us a pretty solid matchup. I mean, it's still going to be a roll for a max attack. But I think that's okay. We're not too worried about Gigalith. Like, the real problems here is going to be like Terrakion. Like, obviously Gigalith is good. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. But we got to make sure we're okay against the Pokemon that we think are going to be everywhere. Things like Terrakion. I think Terrakion is going to be a lot more places. Colossal, but I don't really have to worry about Colossal too much because the rest of our team deals with it pretty well. Urshifu deals with it really well. That's really it that we have to worry about for that. Now, what else do we have to worry about? That's the big question, right? Terrakion. You're not doing any damage, bud. And if you beat up, you're going to kill me. You're going to kill me all day. Reflect is good, too. Like, Reflect will be up a lot of the time as well, which is something to note. What else? Fighting? No. Stone. What other rock boys are there that are going to be big? Colossal, obviously, we were saying. Marowak Alola has Bone Meringue. We'll calc for that again. I'm getting so hungry, guys. I'm hungry. Big hungry. Okay, well, we're super dead. Like, we need Reflect. We need Reflect to be up. And then we still might die. That's the max attack. Alright, well, if it maxes, you know, kind of scared. Not gonna lie. Pretty scared. But we have Dragon Tail kind of to deter that stuff. So, yeah, it's fine. Arcanine. We got calcs for Terrakion. Gigalith is like kind of like an okay matchup. You know, Alola Marowak, if it doesn't max, we have a really good matchup. What other Pokemon? What's specially? Gastron. Actually, no. Gastron's not doing much damage. Primarina. Max it. Okay, we're not worried about that. Hydro Cannon. You don't have that here. Pump. Hydro Pump, but it's actually Cannon. It does 30. Boom. We're super dead. Light Screen. Can we calc that? No, we're just dead. That's a bad matchup. What else can we beat those Pokemon with? Oh, we have a weakness there. Water types. What do we beat that with? Conkeldurr can't deal with Primarina. Urshifu can't deal with Primarina. Braviary can't deal with Primarina. Oof. What do we do there? Oh, what do we do now? It doesn't matter how much less damage we take. Actually, Duraludon does, like, pretty okay against it, right? Alright. 180 HP, 140 defense is what we're going to go with here for Arcanine. Did I say 180? Yeah, 180 and 140. Oh, and that's actually without a nature. No, it is. It is with a nature. Timid. We had to get outspeed. We had to outspeed Rotom. So yeah, that is definitely a glaring weakness. Now, do we have anything that we can do? Like, I wish you got Energy Ball, man. That would be so good. Arcanine can't get that. Nobody can get any spread. Do you get Grass Knot? Would that be good? No, it wouldn't be really good. We need Grass Spread. I really want Grass Spread on this team. You give us a better matchup against the one guy. Do we need you? Do we need Conkeldurr? Do we need Conkeldurr on our team? What all did we want it for? Well, it's bulky, which is good. Does a lot of damage, which is good. It has Rock, which is good for like flying type Pokemon. But we do already have Thunderbolt. But without Conkeldurr, like, Braviary is only good for Urshifu, like, or for the Defiant. But I mean, it also gets like, it gains a lot of mileage off of other stuff too, like max moves and so on and so forth. You know, PZ is another problem. Duraludon deals with that pretty well. Like Duraludon Grimmsnarl deals with it pretty well. Let me just kill the Clefairy. All right. Conkeldurr. What else did we need Conkeldurr for? Like Urshifu deals with the same amount of stuff. All right. So listen. Rotom Wash. But not Rotom Wash, rotom-mow. Oh man. I don't know if Conkeldurr is wrong here. I think Conkeldurr is probably better. Probably right. And we have Tailwind. It gets a lot of mileage. It destroys Duraludons. We now have a medium matchup with Duraludon. But Urshifu, close combat gives us a much better matchup with Duraludon. Right? With Duraludon, Grimmsnarl. They kill our Grimmsnarl, whatever. Whatever. We're okay. We lose Mach Punch. So our eject button is a little bit weaker. We now have to trick and then attack with Urshifu, Aqua Jet. We have to now. That is the only thing. Now if they have Gastron as well in the back, then that sucks. But that's probably okay. Rotom-mow. You gain a lot of mileage off Fake Tears. Lapras. Rotom-mow v Lapras. Now this used to be my answer for this. It used to be the answer. Now we'll see. Whoops. Rotom blank set. Leaf Storm. We have to out it. Leaf Storm. We have to beat Primarina and Pokemon like that. Now with lights, that's with Ice Cream up. Oh, I hate this. Alright, Fake Tears. -2 its special defense. Boom. Now we're doing a lot of damage. We're in the damage zone now. We're in the damage zone. Alright, so maybe Nasty Plot, maybe Protect, Leaf Storm, Thunderbolt, maybe. I mean, we have Thunderbolt to deal with these Pokemon a little bit, right? All right, hold on. Where's our Duraludon at? Do you just beat it with Thunderbolt? Or, like, with Max Thunderbolt? Because if so, then then we're good. This is what 160 something? It's 168, I think. 164. Wait, is that even right? Hold up. Is that right? What did I say? 164? Yeah, that was the right calc. Alright, 164. With Fake Tears. This is something we should have calced for, actually. As far as damage goes. But then we're going to be taking a lot of damage from other things. Rotom-c is the way. Alright, Rotom-c. Blank set. He's -2. We're probably gonna go timid with like max. Honestly, probably just max speed. Maybe attack or like special attack as well. We'll see how much we need. So let's get Leaf Storm back up here. Special attack, big damage. We have to do big damage. I want the rest in HP. I really want some HP. We're not getting XP or HP. All right, we're at 151, which is really good for like Duraludon, but like I don't think we need that. What was our old rotom-c calc? I'd really like to know that because it was calced for Lapras G-Max. Oh well, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. We're doing a lot of damage with this, but we need Modest Nature. Modest with max is there. Okay, 138. That's not that fast. I want to be faster. But I can't. If we want to take out Primarina, no doubt. Okay. That's what we're doing. Do we deal with Lapras? Is Lapras bulkier? Lapras is much bulkier, right? Spadef -2. It's not enough. It is not enough. Fake Tears, Leaf Storm is not enough. How do we supplement that more? What? I guess we can max for a little bit more damage, but that's not enough. Got a Nasty Plot, but we don't have redirection. Oh, this is bad. Alright, I found like a bunch of glaring weaknesses of this team so far. That's not a bad matchup. It's not a bad matchup. We have rotom-c to come back in with Leaf Storm. I call it rotom-mow, rotom-c, rotom-cut, whatever you want to call it. Man, I'm changing all of this stuff up last second. Now, this needs Life Orb. Do we have Life Orb anywhere else? Oh, we don't have Life Orb already? Oh, why am I being an idiot? We don't need Modest. We just need Life Orb. What an idiot. Alright, Life Orb. Now we can take a little away from here. Oh, but there's Modest. So we need to switch it over to Timid. And this is also into a 0 defense Lapras with 228 HP, which is like kind of just a random out there kind of calc. But whatever. That's okay. Then we get to be as fast as possible. We're also really strong with this. I think I'm just gonna make it 252, 252, 4. Like, we're doing a lot of damage, guaranteed now to Oko that this random spread of Lapras. But Primarina as well has this this whole Dynamax, but then -2 from special defense. All right, we're going with it. I know Braviary loses a lot of its mileage now because people aren't going to be using Intimidate that much. Against me, it only hits Urshifu. Maybe Arcanine if it was attacking, but it's not. So, we're doing it. This is what we're doing. Timid. Life Orb. We're going to go with Protect here. Maybe Nasty Plot. Leaf Storm. Thunderbolt. I want to go Nasty Plot, but we don't have redirection, so there's really no point in going Nasty Plot. So what can we get there? Like Dark Pulse? I'll just go with Dark Pulse. That seems good. Everything is done now. Fill out this guy's set. It's just going to be Will-O-Wisp and Protect. This needs a Berry, probably Citrus. I like Citrus on Arcanine because it takes like half damage a lot of the time. Right around half. Everything's calcs are done. We have a lot of 252s. I know, it's bad. We have glaring weaknesses, though, with the team. I mean, now we don't have as many. We beat Lapras and Primarina really well with Rotom Grimmsnarl, which is really good. We have a pretty good matchup against, like, Dynamax turn 1, which is beat up strats with Grimmsnarl and Urshifu, which is really good. We have Duraludon. Grimmsnarl is going to be our strong lead against a lot of stuff. It's really strong against PZ. PZ Clef. Duraludon does a lot of damage. It just knocks out Clefairy immediately. Then we have Grimmsnarl, which probably gets knocked out immediately from the PZ, and then Duraludon kind of just sits there and chips away at the PZ. We can then start to Snarl, which is really good. We can set up Tailwind, which is really strong for our team. It's good. I think the team is good as it stands. I don't think it's perfect, but you know, we have a lot of typing cores, which is really cool. We have the Steel Dragon Fairy here, which is good. We have the Fire, Water, Grass core, which is cool. We have Normal and Flying, which Flying is really good. We have Speed, a lot of Speed control, really only in the form of Braviary, however, because we don't have Thunder Wave 1 here, which is really unfortunate. But we do have Tailwind and Max Airstream, which is both really good forms of speed control. That is going to be it for the team. That is going to be it for the video. I want you guys to tell me what's wrong with the team. I think, you know, we dealt with a lot of the things that were wrong with the team so far, but I think there's definitely still a lot of progress that the team could make. Regardless, I think this is a really strong core. The Duraludon, Grimmsnarl, Arcanine, I mean, it's pretty much saying, hey, you don't do much damage, and we still do a good bit of damage. The rest of the Pokemon should be offensive at that point, since we have these 2 support Pokemon, and the rest just need to do damage and be kind of bulky. None of these are that bulky, but you know, they become pretty bulky with, you know, Snarl, Intimidate, and Screens, which is kind of the idea of the whole team. Now, using Eject Button instead of Light Clay is a really sad thing that I had to do, but I think it's the only way that we can beat matchups like that beat up Colossal. It gives us a really good matchup against Colossal. I mean, it gives us a perfect matchup against Colossal. Now we have Urshifu and that. 2 different ways of dealing with Urshifu, like, or Colossal. I don't think Colossal can be brought against our team. Deal really well with the water-type Pokemon with the rotom-mow, with Life Orb, Leaf Storm, with Fake Tears. It's really strong. We have a lot of different modes here with the team as well. Nothing really for Trick Room other than Duraludon's Dragon Tail, but I think that's enough a lot of the time because Dragon Tail gets out-prioritized. I think this is like, well, like -6 when Trick Room's -7. It might be wrong. It might be different. But regardless, we have a faster speed stat than most Trick Room setters. So we're not too worried about that if it is on the same bracket of speed priority. Obviously, you know, things like Dustclops were outspeeding then. But yeah, things like Chandelure maybe are going to be outspeeding us in setting Trick Room. That has potential as well. Overall, I think the team is pretty strong. We have a lot of damage reduction. We have a lot of damage and speed control. So I think, you know, and Fake Out. No, we don't have Fake Out. Yeah, we have a lot of aspects that make a really good team, but there's definitely things that are not going to be perfect for the team. Anyway, that is going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Definitely go down in the comment section and talk about the team. I think it's cool, but, you know, I think it definitely could use some work. So if you have any ideas, any kind of input, do that. Like, comment, subscribe, join me on Discord, follow me on Twitter, do all of that stuff. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.